Alright guys, this is Team with Veridisk and I'm back with another video for today. Today I have another comparison for you. These two bags are of similar price point and I wanted to do a comparison to show you what a small looking bag, as you can see right here, I have on my right a Squatch LORE, on my left a Latitude 64 luxury E4 bag. It looks huge compared to the LORE, but I want to show you what the LORE is capable of at the $189.99 price range versus the E4 at the $199.99 price range. So both relatively close in price. They're about $200, and I wanted to compare and see what you can get for $200 from these two different manufacturers. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we got the close-up of the bags here. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the E4. I'm going to refer to the last 64 as E4. I'm going to refer to the LORE as the just LORE. Weight and dimensions are going to be in the description of this video. I will tell you right now, this E4 comes in at 6.1 pounds on my scale. I measured it 3 times, possibly 4, because I wasn't believing my eyes. The LORE comes in at 3.2 pounds. So for its size, it looks like you get a lot less for the money. But I'm going to point out some things as to why it costs almost the same price as this much bigger bag as we go along. So let's start off with the E4. Material-wise, the E4 is made of a 600D nylon material. It's a ripstop nylon that is made from, I believe, recycled material. Whereas the LORE is a 500D Cordura top and 1000D Cordura on the bottom nylon material. So they're both nylon, but one is Cordura and one is not. The Cordura is generally more abrasion resistant as long as you use both of them the same way, meaning that you are going to put them through the paces the same way. The ripstop nylon is not going to be as durable as anything with Cordura, but it also depends on how you use your product, so keep that in mind. Starting with the E4, we have the top pocket right here. Before that, there is a hull loop. The hull loop is made of the similar strap material that you see throughout the bag, like these straps right here. All it is they took one strap and they sewn it on the top and they went over the top like this. They created kind of a rigid arc with another piece of strap underneath it, so it creates this arc and it kind of stays at that shape and does not slouch down like some of the other hull loops. And then it finishes off on the other side with the stitching on the top. Moving on from there, all the zippers on the E4 are not YKK zippers. They are some generic brand. However, the zipper pulls are pretty cool. They're made of the same strap right here, the black strap that you see throughout the bag, along with a rubberized Latitude 64 logo in red. There's 2 zipper pulls. You pull that out. This pocket is not considered a putter pocket, but you can use it for discs or putters. We have a laminated print material with the Latitude 64 logo and a black print on top. It's kind of a nice touch right there. Moving on from there, if you open this up, there's a smaller pocket with a Velcro piece. In that pocket, you can use it for valuable items like scorecards or a wallet or some keys. Behind the pocket, in the back here, there's another small pocket that you could probably use for a mini, or again, a scorecard if you wanted to, or for your phone. The rest of the pocket is just a polyester or nylon lined material, and it's very, very deep. It's got three hard shell material, and then it's got a padding right here on top of the hard material as well. So again, it's a very huge pocket. It's considered a valuables pocket. You can stuff a hoodie in here. You can stuff towels, socks, a whole bunch of stuff in here. I think I've stuffed 3 32-ounce bottles laying sideways in this pocket just for testing out when I had it for testing. Moving down from there, we have the same ripstop material. It's a very durable feeling material. However, over time, if you were going to use this for 5 to 10 years, it's probably going to not last as long as the 500D Cordura. So just keep that in mind. There is a sleeve right here. You can fit a full-size disc in there. And then moving down from there, we have one zipper on this side, another zipper on the other side. And the interesting thing about this E4 is that these zippers do not go all the way around like most main compartment flaps on most backpacks. There is a Velcro cross at the bottom here, and that's how this part gets secured on the front of the bag, is it meets its counter Velcro piece on the inside right here. I've been using this bag so it's a little muddy on the inside, and you can kind of see it all over the inside of the bag. The inside of the bag is lined with some nylon material. It also has a Velcro strip in the back right here. That's going to mate with the Velcro strip underneath this flap, like so. Actually, the Velcro strip mates with the Velcro strip underneath the valuables pocket. And you can see here, the valuable pocket has that hard, either cardboard or plastic material. The rest of the internal of the main compartment is all hard plastic. The hard plastic on the bottom of the main compartment does have this foam piece right here. Otherwise, the rest of it is hard in there. The foam piece goes inside like this, and it helps kind of dampen the disc. The reason for the hard piece on the bottom there is because there are 5 little feet that get screwed into the bottom material. This is the Eco polyester material on the bottom. Latitude 64 did not say whether the bottom of this bag is water resistant or not, so I could not find the information. Looking at it with my eyes and touching it with my hands, it does not feel like it's got any kind of DWR coating on it, unlike the Lore. So it's probably not water resistant on the bottom. Moving to the rest of the front of the bag, there is a pocket in the front right here with 2 zippers. It opens up. It's a wide pocket. It's a fair amount of space in here. You can put a bunch of stuff. You can put extra towels in here. It does not fit a disc very nicely. I mean, you can put a disc in here, but if you do that, then you're going to obstruct anything that's coming out of the main compartment. That's the front of the E4 bag. Moving on to the Lore itself, we have YKK zippers throughout the whole entire bag. First thing is first is that this red zipper, anything that's a red zipper is a water resistant zipper. Any black zipper is a waterproof zipper, and they're all YKK zippers. Unlike the E4 bag, it is not water resistant or waterproof. There's no zippers, none of those zippers on the bag itself. All the zipper pulls are this kind of like rope material that you see on a lot of zipper pulls that are made these days. So it's like this nice red-black material. It's not as nice as this rubber material, but it still functions very well. The top of the putter pocket, there are 2 D-loops, D-rings on the side, each side of the pocket itself. Again, this is 500D Cordura material on the top here. If you open up the 2 zippers, it's just one giant pouch. It is meant to be a putter pocket according to Squatch. It is not meant as a valuables pocket. All your valuable items are meant to go on the side pockets of this particular bag. Inside the flap, you have some foam material inside here. It's lined with what feels like a 200D nylon material. It's got a Velcro piece here. This Velcro piece mates with the Velcro piece in the back of the pocket, just like so. Before we move on from here, I just wanted to point out that in the back of this bag, back of the pocket I should say, there is a zipper. This zipper houses, if you open that up, inside of it is where you can put a small water bladder. I don't believe the E4 has that. I did not see it on the E4. The hull loop, I wanted to point out, the hull loop on this particular Lore bag is made of this very nice, more like seatbelt strap type material. And it's actually one big piece that folds within itself, and then it's got accent red stitching to match with the rest of the bag. I think that's a very nice touch, and it's a very big hull loop, and it does fold down nicely, and you can actually grab it very easily compared to the other strap on the E4. The rest of the pocket is just one big pocket, and it is lined with this 200D nylon material. Moving down to the front of the bag, there is a nice rubberized Squatch logo right there, and I love this red accent going down the middle of the rest of the red bag here. I'm sorry, the black Cordura material. The main compartment, you have 2 zipper pockets right here. Again, they're water resistant. And then the flap itself does have a tiny little bit of foam in there with also a 200D nylon material with a red accent. Inside the main compartment, there is a metal piece, not a metal piece, a hard plastic piece there, and a hard plastic piece on that side. And then another hard plastic piece on the back. So it's 3 different pieces, but the bottom does not have any hard pieces. It's just a 1000D Cordura material. And again, this whole entire bag is layered with DWR, which is a water resistant coating to help bead any kind of light rain. As you notice here, the flap, the main compartment does not have a Velcro, so the only way for this to stand up is to have put discs in here, and between the disc in the main compartment and the disc in the putter pocket, it kind of holds the flap in place. If you don't have any disc in here, it will fall down, but I actually don't know of a time when I've been on the course where I don't have disc in my main compartment, so it doesn't really bother me. In the main flap here, there is a little pocket right here. It is only big enough to hold a mini, but not a whole entire disc like the one on the E4. So that, and then moving down from there, we have these very nicely muted Squatch logo. I actually really like that on this bag. And then at the bottom, as I showed you earlier, it is a 1000D Cordura material, and it's been very durable since I've started using it. Moving to the sides of the bag. These two bags differ quite, there's quite a bit of differences on the sides of each bag. So on the Lore itself, on this side, there are two D-rings right here. And these two D-rings are there to help for you to use a ball bungee to strap a stool or an umbrella to this side to hold it in place. On the E4 itself here, this strap is what's used to feed your umbrella or your stool through here, and then it's going to feed the second half of it into this little sleeve right here, and that's how you secure it in place. I'm going to go ahead and finish this side of the Lore, and then I will discuss the E4 in a minute. The Lore is where it's going to get a little interesting here. First, it has this long zipper that has this pocket that runs a whole length of the Lore. When you open that up, inside, you're going to have this elasticated pocket. And this particular pocket, on the inside of this pocket, has this liner. This liner is what separates from the items within side of this pocket from items on the outside of this pocket. Just like so. So if you take this Velcro up, unzip that, this is the same liner. So if you can actually use this on the outside, this Velcro right here matches this Velcro on the inside. You can use this part right here to hold your water bottles or extra discs. Yes, this entire side of this bag can be used to hold discs if you need extra discs for a practice round. And if you don't want to use the pocket like that, and you don't want to use this outside pocket at all, you can actually just put the Velcro back and then zip this down and you're good to go. If you want to use it and you want to keep your disc out of the rain or just something out of the rain, you can go ahead and do the same thing, put it down and put these water resistant zippers down, and it will help keep water out of the item. The reason for this pocket, the way it's designed like this, is because if you are going to carry a water bottle or some discs, namely a water bottle, and you don't care that it's going to get wet, it actually will, you can actually have that on the outside here, but you can still have items on the inside where it's kept away from the rain, so you're not sharing the pocket with items that you want to keep dry. Leave it on the inside. Items that you don't care that's going to get wet, you leave it on the outside. So that is why the pocket is designed the way it is. And that's why this long pocket has a waterproof zipper and not a water resistant zipper. On the other side of the Lore, the pocket is identical. The only difference is that it does not have the D loops here. The reason for that is because it's meant to you're not meant to use this side to hold your stool or your umbrella, because it does not have the D loops here to attach your ball bungee. But otherwise, the rest of the side is identical. All right, that is the Lore. Moving on to the E4. Like I was saying earlier, this is meant to hold the stool and the umbrella. It feeds right through the strap and you cinch it down. It has one cup holder right here, and it's only one dedicated cup holder. It does have a drawstring if you have a smaller water bottle, or if you have a bigger water bottle, you uncinch that drawstring and that'll give you more space. It has a little bit of insulation. It has a hole on the bottom for drainage. And then the rest of the side of this pocket, or side of this bag, is two little pockets. One at the top here with the same laminated black material. It's got two pencil holders right here. And the inside of the pocket is this durable plastic material on the inside with the ripstop nylon. The same thing on the bottom pocket right here. Same plastic ripstop nylon material. And it's got the nice Latitude 64 logo. Again, very hard pockets. But this side of the bag is really, you can't really put extra discs in here. Whereas on the Lore, both sides of the bag can be used for discs if you wish to do so. The other side of the E4 is laid out a little different. The top of the bag has a pocket that runs the whole entire length of the whole entire depth of the bag. And then if you open this up, it's a really big pocket. You can fit a bunch of things in here. This is kind of where I put my phone. As a matter of fact, my phone does fit into most of these pockets on the E4, which is very nice. And it's got the same ripstop heavy liner material. And then moving on from there, this is where the putter pouch is designated on the E4. As you can see, it's on the side versus the top like most backpacks nowadays. But this is the E4 design. 2 putters can fit in here. And then it also has a zipper pocket that you can add extra things in here. Just be mindful that if you are going to put things in here, it will protrude into your putter pouch compartment on this E4. That is the sides of the bag. Moving to the back of the bag, we have the E4 has 2 straps that are lined with 3D mesh material. It is a softer 3D mesh material. It's a little bit narrow compared to the LORE. The LORE is very thick, very wide. It's a hefty strap compared to the E4. Both of the straps are sewn into this cross bar right here of the hard strap material, and it is barn door stitching. It's followed by these 2 shoulder 3D mesh material, followed by a lumbar 3D mesh material. There is a channel right here to help with airflow. And then the 3D mesh materials kind of stops right at the bottom. This is where the hard piece from the bottom plate of the bag kind of sits right here. But there is a 600D ripstop material hanging out right here to protect any kind of wear and tear. On the straps themselves, they do have mole loops right here so you can hang your carabiners. However, there's no sternum strap on the E4 itself. And these access straps do not have a way of cinching it down or access strap keeper to help keep it nice and clean. So that's the E4 on the back. The LORE itself, again, it has this nice hull loop. It has this clip right here. This is for a rain fly. The LORE does have an available rain fly, and so does the E4. The E4's rain fly is $20. The LORE's rain fly is $30. There's a slight difference, but the E4's rain fly is really, really superbly nice. The straps on the E4 is a little bit more complex in terms of design than the E4. First of all, these straps are removable. The E4 is not. The E4 is completely stitched on. The LORE straps also has these, it's called load lifters, and that's why you see from the sides here where the LORE looks like this compared to the E4. The reason for that is because these straps, as the load lifters right here, it helps with keeping the bag a little bit straighter when you're wearing it, and so it takes the load off of these straps, because this strap is what sits on your shoulders, and it helps more with comfort than a bag like the E4 without load lifters. And once again, I did say that these straps are removable. The reason for that is because if these straps wear down, you can actually ask Squatch to send you a new pair of straps. I believe they're 30 bucks to send you a new pair of straps, and then you can replace them so you can still keep your bag. Moving down from there, the straps themselves do have little areas where you can attach extra carabiners, and then it does have a sternum strap that is very effective in usage. It also has these access strap keepers, a little Velcro piece here that kind of keeps the straps from dangling on the floor, kind of like how you see here on the E4. So that's what you have here. I haven't really cleaned it up, but I can totally clean it up if I wanted to. I'll do that once I start getting my stuff together and stop using so many bags. The rest of the LORE itself, there are a ton of 3D mesh material. It's not as soft feeling as the E4. However, after wearing both, I will say that this harder material, not even that much harder, just a little bit harder, I feel like it keeps the bag off my back more so that there's more ventilation than this softer material. So that's just my opinion. It also has this lumbar support right here with this mesh material. This helps keep the rigidity of the discs from digging into your lower lumbar. And then this mesh material is covered by a 500D Cordura that wraps up from the bottom to help prevent any kind of wear and tear from wearing it or or from that area touching the ground. So that is the LORE by Squatch, and that's the E4 by Latitude 64. Let's go ahead and fill these up and see how they look. Alright guys, I have both bags loaded up for you to see. so you guys can get an idea of how many discs are in each bag. So I did forget to mention that the Lore does come with a cooler insert, and this cooler insert is actually a very nice cooler insert. It's lined on the inside to help keep ice and your cold beverages, and every single Lore bag comes with one of these. You can actually fit on the side like so if you wanted to, and I wanted to show you guys that. So just like that on the side. So yeah, it's a very nice feature to have. That's how it would look zipped down and closed. So yeah, you wouldn't even know you had a cooler in this bag. So yeah, that's some of the features that, and this comes with the bag. So it's some of the features that are available on this Lore. All right, so let's take a look at disc capacity. What I'm gonna do is show you on the sides. I did not put any items because personal items are dependent on the person, so I'm not going to fill it up with personal items. I'm only going to show you what disc capacities are and what you can do with these bags, okay? So this bag up top, right now I have a medium or maybe a large. This is a large hoodie, NFL hoodie right now. You can fit 2 in this top, like it's huge. This pocket, like I don't have 2 to show you, but you can fit a ton of stuff in here. This same hoodie can also fit on the Lore. Believe it or not, this pocket in the side of the Lore is a lot bigger than it looks. Okay, so I'm going to stuff it in there like that, and I'm going to show you. That's what it looks like zipped up. So the Lore itself can fit a large hoodie in here, and yes, you take the capacity away from the outside, but there's the ability that the Lore can do. The other thing you can do with this side pocket is put disc in here, just like this top compartment. And if I were to put disc in here, there's 5 putters right here, okay? I'm gonna show you what it looks like on this top. Like, it's just cavernous. The top pocket just took it. You can cover it up if you wanted to. The only thing is that if you put the 5 disc in here, then you're not gonna have room to put your personal items. So just keep that in mind. And this is 5 putters. You can probably fit more in here. I can probably fit like probably 3 more in here. So that's like 8 discs. 8 putters you can fit at the top here. And then probably 10 drivers at this top compartment here. As far as personal items, if you were to use this top pocket for disc on the E4, you would have to use these pockets for personal items. And there's only a few things you can probably fit in here. You can fit a chalk bag in here. You can fit your keys and your phone in here, but then you can't fit your rangefinder in here. If you want to put your rangefinder here, then keys and phones go up here. But then if you want to fit your wallet and keys and whatnot, you have to use this pocket. So you kind of have to have your items scattered all over the place. I know some people don't care for that, and some people do. Some people would rather just throw everything in one big pouch like this top part, but that's just keep that in mind. This top part does have a little bit of a pocket that you can use, but that's up to you and your personal preference. If you're the type of person who likes to throw everything in one pocket, then this works out perfectly fine. So I wanted to show what can fit in here. As far as disc capacity, there are 2 putters in this pocket right now. It fits comfortably. If you try to fit 3 on the E4, it gets a little tight, but it's doable. I don't understand this pocket right here at all, because I feel like whatever I put there, it's going to take some of the space from the putter pocket. So I think what they should have done is just make it elasticated, remove the zipper, and then give room for 3 to 4 putters sitting right here, so that when it's elasticated, you can kind of push the elastic out and then pull it so that it doesn't hit this pocket. I understand why they did it this way, because they don't want a pocket that goes vertical straight up, because then you're just going to run into this pocket at the top. So I get that, but if you create an elasticate or an accordion pocket, that way, just remove the zipper, you have more room for 4 putters versus a pocket that's not usable, because if you try using it, it's going to take up space from the putter pocket and it creates more friction. But that's just my personal experience. So there's 2 putter pockets there. You can fit 3. There are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. You can definitely fit 18 in here. So 18 plus 3 is 21, plus another 6 or 10 discs up here. So that's 31. So you're looking at 30 plus disc capacity with this E4. However, if you use this top pocket right here to hold discs, then you're going to lose some of that valuable items space. And you're gonna have to scatter it throughout the 3 pockets that you have here, plus this pocket here. So maybe you'll scatter it in front of here. I will say that this pocket being right here, if you put anything here, once again, it protrudes into the disc compartment here, and that causes it to be a little difficult to get discs in and out. So just keep that in mind. So again, I would rather them remove this and then make this a little bit lower like this, so it's easier to get in the pockets in and out, or even leave it this height because it is actually easy to take it in and out. However, if you put a disc in here, then now you're fighting this right here, this hard piece right here, along with this disc to get the disc in and out, even in the middle. Okay, if you remove that disc, then you really don't have that problem. It comes in and out easily. This back, the end comes out in and out easy. If I put this disc in here to make it 18 in the main compartment, it still comes out pretty easy on the ends. So overall, it's a really easy compartment to take discs in and out. I just do not use this because whatever I put in here would kind of press against the disc here, and it'll make it a little difficult for me to pull it in and out. So that's just my personal opinion on that. So yeah, so this bag can definitely hold 30 discs plus, no problem whatsoever. Just keep in mind that your valuable items might be scattered all over the place. Moving from there, let's go ahead and put this back in here so I don't lose it. Moving from there, the side pocket right here, we have a water bottle. This is a small water bottle. If I do a 32-ounce water bottle, when this stool is in here, or if you have an umbrella in here, what you're doing is when you try to put the 32-ounce bottle in here like this, this pocket, it does not hold its shape. So when you go to do this, and this stool is here, you actually have to use 2 hands to kind of hold the pocket into a shape and kind of fight and finagle this 32-ounce bottle in here, because you're fighting for space with the stool. So you can see it'll fit, but you got to fight with it if the stool or an umbrella is sitting right here in this sleeve. If you have a smaller water bottle like this is a 24-ounce water bottle, it's fine. It's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. But all you own is 32-ounce water bottles. You want to carry stool with this bag, you're going to be fighting with this pocket. All right? So just keep that in mind. Next thing is that, I'm going to take this out so I can show you this. This sleeve right here, it's tapered at the bottom, so it's really meant for the small taper end of an umbrella or just one leg on a tri-stool. I can definitely fit 2 legs in here, but it's such a fight, and the second leg kind of only stops right here versus going all the way at the bottom, because again, the bottom is tapered. It's really meant to hold one leg of a 3-legged stool or the top end of the umbrella, the taper end. So that's my only gripe, is that this whole mess over here, it's so congested that it's kind of hard to use if you're using this sleeve to hold a stool. The strap itself is good. It holds this in place really nicely, and the strap does not come undone. And surprisingly, this strap has a excess strap keeper, which I don't understand why it has it on here but not on the shoulder straps. That's weird. The only other thing that I have a complaint about this is that if you have a retriever, and you see how short this is, it doesn't really get held in by this because this thing is situated, it's located much taller than the retriever. If you have a retriever that can retract like this, then you should have no problem using this strap to hold it in place like that. So let's just keep that in mind with the E4. All right, I think that's everything I need to say about the E4 in terms of being functional as a bag and holding items and discs. Now onto the Lore itself. I already kind of showed you that a large hoodie fits in here just fine. I'm also going to show you now the disc capacity. So there are 5 putters in this putter pocket, and you can definitely fit another one in here. So for example, this one can go on top like that, and you can get the discs in and out just fine. Okay, they come out, put them back in, they come out, put them back in. I think they're more comfortable at 5 putters, so that's what I've been using it at, is 5 putters here. And then the main compartment is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. However, I have 1, 2, 3 mid-range, 1, 2, 3, I'm sorry, 3 putters, 3, 4, 5, 5 mid-range, 4 fairway drivers, and 4 distance drivers. So there's 18 in here, right? I'm sorry, 16 in here right now. You can fit 18 comfortably in here, possibly 19 or 20 if you carry a lot less putters and mid-range on the Lore. So this main compartment doesn't look much, but over here we had 18, and this had 5 mid-range and 2 putters, and the rest are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mid-range, 2 putters, and the rest are distance drivers. So it can hold 18 discs comfortably, just like the E4. Taking it in and out of the bag, it's just as easy, not a big deal, and that's due to this part right here being a lot lower, and there's nothing here holding anything in. If I put a mini in here, it fits in perfectly fine. But yeah, the bag itself, you can take things in and out a little bit, you know, just fine. On the end, there's a little bit of fight because there's of the zipper, but it still will come out just fine. Again, if you don't hold this many putters in mid-range, you don't carry this many putters in mid-range on the course like I do, then you should be fine to get the discs in and out. No problem. So right now we have 16 plus 5 is 21. 21 discs is very comfortable in this bag. However, if you were to go practice and you're not doing a tournament and you're not going to carry a bunch of extra towels and stuff, you can actually fit, there's 3 putters. If you don't want to put on the inside, you are more than welcome to put it on the outside, like so. So there's 3 putters in there. So 3 on this side, 3 on this side, that's 6. If you have drivers, you can fit 4 drivers, so that's 8. So that's 21 plus 8 is 29. I believe this bag can go 30 discs, no problem, especially if you don't carry this many putters as I do. So this tiny little bag, you can deck it out with 30 discs if you really wanted to. Are you going to take up some of the space in here? Yes, absolutely. But the bag is really meant to be versatile in the way where you can use this pocket however you please. Whereas the E4, you can't use this pocket for discs. You can't use these 2 pockets for discs. They're not meant for that. This pocket right here, you can put a disc in here, but it won't function very well. Why? Because it's really not meant for discs. So there's some pockets around the bag that you really can't use for discs. In these pockets, you can't put a hoodie in here either. There's only one place you can use to put a hoodie and disc in, and that's this top compartment right here. Whereas on the Lore, you can dedicate one side pocket for all of your valuables. Your phone, your keys, your wallet, your extra hoodie. It can all go into this pocket right here. And then your other pocket, you can dedicate for your discs. Or you can spread them, doesn't matter. You can do half disc, half personal items, same thing with the other pocket. And so I think that's the versatility of the way the Lore is designed. And I think, and overall, the nice thing about this Lore bag is when you're not using these pockets for those extra items, it looks slim. It will be slim compared to the E4. The E4 is one shape, one size, and that's all you get. You either choose to use these pockets or you don't, but you're going to get that shape no matter what. Whereas the Lore, it slims down, it's lighter, it's already half the weight of an E4. So I think that's why I think this bag is such a great bag. The other side, same setup. I have a water bottle in here. The only thing is the water bottle does flap back and forth. However, it's a 32 ounce. Look how easy it is to take it in and out. I'm not fighting with it. And even if I have a stool in here, mind you, all 3 legs will be in here. The only thing is you do have to get a ball bungee to wrap this around, but if it's wrapped around like this, I can take this 32 ounce out with this stool right here, no problem. And I can put this back in here much easier than fighting with the E4. And this right here, I don't need I can just go ahead and put it in this pocket like this and have it away from everything and just zip it up. And now my retriever is inside the pocket away from everything. So I can have everything I want. The stool, an umbrella, a retriever, 32-ounce water bottle on one pocket, and I still have room to put valuable items in this pocket right up at the top here. I still have room for all of that at the top. So yes, it's a very versatile pocket, and it's a design that we haven't seen on the market yet. So, I mean, there's other designs that's similar to it, but we haven't seen something like this. So that's really the breakdown of how these two function as bags in terms of holding discs and holding personal items. All right, so this is the part of the video where I put on the bags and show you what they look like on me. I'm 5'1" female. So right now I have the E4 bag on right now. Show you what it looks like in the back. And this is cinched down to my personal comfort, the way I like to wear my bag. I wear it a little bit higher than most people. And so this is what it looks like in the back. This is what it looks like on the side. And this is what it looks like in the front. There's no sternum strap, as you can see. The only time the sternum strap really comes into play or of a concern is when I'm walking from previous basket to the next tee box. I do use a sternum strap, and I like having a sternum strap, especially if it's a long walk from basket to next tee box. And there are times that I have this bag and I miss having that sternum strap, and I go to grab it and I realize it's not there. So I do wish this bag had a sternum strap, and I think for $200 it should have one, but that's just me. So anyways, so that's to the side. So this bag weighs at 6 pounds. However, it's really, like, when you put it on, it does feel light. The only time you start feeling its weight is when you start feeling fatigue from carrying it on the course for more than 3 hours. And I think most bags, you start feeling fatigue regardless of how much the bag costs. But it's just which one's going to cause more fatigue than not. And this bag definitely, you can feel it. All right, moving on to the Lore. The Lore itself, put that on. Again, this, I like to wear it high. I like to have the sternum strap right here. This is what it looks like on me, from behind, from the side, from the other side, and from the front with the sternum strap. And I gotta tell you, holy smokes, this thing's comfortable. It is so much more comfortable than the E4. Let's go ahead and talk about the conclusions. All right, we are getting down to the nitty-gritty of the final part of the video, which is my overall conclusion. So let's touch on a few things. We talked about capacity, we talked about comfort, and we talked about stability. Well, we haven't talked about stability yet, so let's go over that really quick. The E4, it's pretty stable. I mean, it's got a hard bottom, so it's gonna sit on anywhere unless you're on a side of a rocky mountain and you purposely toss it down the mountain. Then it's, you know, it's gonna roll. But it's really stable. The Lore, it kind of rolls a little bit with the disc because the bottom is a soft bottom, but it's pretty stable, just like the E4, so it's not bad at all. As far as functionality, I already kind of touched on this a little bit. They both function very well as 30 disc capacity bags. If I was to nitpick about the 30 disc capacity, they slightly differ. You know, you have a possibility of having 30 disc in here on the Lore. You have the 30 disc. If you carry that, then you're going to miss some space for your personal items. That's just how the Lore is made. The Lore is not one of those bags where you can carry 30 disc and extra towels and extra socks and extra hoodies. That's not what the Lore is made for. But the same can kind of be said for the E4. The E4, you can carry 30 discs, but then you're not going to have room to put your hoodie either. You're going to have room to put your extra, you know, your dry bag, your extra towel, and you can put your phone and your wallet and keys on this pocket right here. But that's it. It's really not that much different from the Lore. The Lore, if you were to put the disc in here, you can use the top elasticated pocket, and there's two of them, one on each side, to hold your phone and and your wallet and your keys. So for example, if I put the 3 discs in here, you can see the disc takes up space in the bottom of the pocket, but you can have this top pocket right here to still hold your essentials, which is your wallet, your keys, and your phone. So it's really not a huge argument that the E4 has over the Lore. As far as disc capacity, I feel like it's still the same and you still carry your essentials. Now as far as carrying extra hoodies and stuff, yeah, the Lore can't carry that, but neither can the E4, because you have to use this pocket up here to carry your extra 10 discs. As far as, so we touched base a little bit on the disc capacity and what it can and can't do. They both can carry 20 discs comfortably. Bottom line, this putter pocket makes up for the lack of capacity in the main compartment that you see on the E4. It holds 5 putters. The E4's putter pocket holds 3 maximum. If you want to use this pocket, you can too, but then if you use a zipper pocket, when you pull the disc up, it's going to hit this bag, this pocket up here. So that's kind of a lose-lose situation there in my opinion. But who knows, if you're okay with that, then by all means, you can put 4 putters on that side, but just know that when you unzip this, watch what happens to the pocket when you unzip it. It kind of flaps out like this. See, and now your disc is gonna fall. So I don't think it was meant for a putter. So I'm gonna call it a 3 maximum putter right there, regardless, versus 5 on the Lore. So overall, I think they function similar, but as far as versatility, as far as compact and lightweight, the Lore wins hands down in this comparison. I mean, this thing, dry weight is 3.2 pounds. Dry weight on the E4 is 6.1 pounds. You're looking almost half of the weight already before you even put all your stuff in there. The size itself, the physical size, is compact compared to the E4, and you feel it the moment you put it on. And you definitely will feel that it's much more compact, that it's much more comfortable to put it on compared to the E4. Like if I pick this up, this feels much nicer than this. This is like, oh, it's so heavy compared to the Lore itself. As far as who this bag is for, well, if you're the type of person who likes to be meticulous about how you lay out your stuff, I think the Lore works out just fine, because you can be versatile with this bag. So somebody who likes simplicity in a bag, this Lore is very simple. Someone who doesn't like things kind of like not symmetrical and all over the place, like these 2 pockets are over here, but then you have one big pocket here, and this pocket doesn't make any sense because you can't even use it for a disc, you know, because this is hanging out. Like if all of this mess bothers you and it's not symmetrical and it's not simple enough, it's just kind of like, it looks chaotic with all these different size pockets, then the E4 is probably not for you. But if you like this rugged box look and box feel of a bag, and you want that, you know, you're a big person and you want a bag to feel like hefty on you, then the E4 is probably more for you. I've seen some taller people do not like to feel the Lore on their back because it just feels too small and weird, and it just hangs too high for them. So, you know, maybe that's not for them. I personally prefer the straps on the Lore much more because it's just so hefty and solid feeling compared to the E4. After wearing the E4 for a couple hours, these straps do dig into my shoulders right here, and I don't have broad shoulders, so you can imagine. And I think it's because it's just not enough padding and it's not wide enough. It's just too thin, and I know some other videos I complain about shoulder pads being too wide, but this one's just too skinny, so it's kind of happy medium. And then these, they're stitched too close together. I think if they were stitched out a little bit more, I think it would be more comfortable, like just a tad bit wider, like on the Lore. I think it would be more comfortable. But overall, the straps I prefer on the Lore for sure. I prefer the feel of this and the lumbar support on this than the E4. Yeah, so that's my overall conclusion of either bag. For $200, which bag would you buy and why? I want to know what the reasons are. I want to know which bag you would choose and why. If you can put it in the comment section, I would love to read your thoughts on these 2 bags. But until next time, this is Hina with Veridisc, and I will see you in the next video.